what's going on? It is finally that time. It is the last episode of our 1972 C10 Project Dime Bag. So this truck kind of came into us, a truck and a chassis, a motor and transmission, and he said, hey, you guys, are you interested in building us a truck? Of course, I couldn't say no to a C10. So we built this truck in basically 3 months from ground up to get this thing out the Dino's get down. So we all put in a lot of late hours, a lot of time, and a lot of effort to get this thing done. So if you guys haven't been following along on our full build series, you need to go back and watch it all. But this is gonna be a good episode for you because we're gonna take you guys from the front to the back, show you some of our favorite things about the truck, and some of the things that gave us a headache, and actually caused probably some more gray hairs in my beard. So let's get started out here in the engine compartment. All right, guys, so here we got a connected cruise LS3, which was mated with a 6L80, which we did upgrade to a 6L90. So another big factor on what wasn't expected on this truck was the cab and the condition of it. So this thing rolled in with a nice pretty paint job, and as we got into it, it wasn't so pretty. So if you go back and watch, this truck had a whole lot of rot and a lot of rust. So there we go. An easy job became something a lot more complex. But in the grand scheme of things, it was a bonus because it came out sweet. So we ripped out the complete firewall, the cowl was replaced, and the floor. But some of that stuff was needed anyways to fit the transmission with the tunnel and all this stuff. So, and again, this was supposed to be just an NA build with no power adder. And David came in here and he was like a kid in a candy store, and he said, you know what, let's throw a supercharger on it. So we ended up getting ourselves a 3.0 Whipple, which honestly is like icing on the cake, man. We took a lot of time and effort to make this engine compartment super clean. This is sitting on a full GSI chassis. I mean, why not? Which we ended up just clear coating with some fairy dust or stripper glitter. You could call it what you want, but all vibrant performance, fittings, hoses. We have what Andrew likes to call the Nick Williams $1 million throttle body. It's basically the best one you can get, and it looks real sweet. We went with a Wilwood master cylinder with no brake booster, just because it looks clean. So starting out our firewall, it's really smooth. We took a lot of time to kind of change the design of it a little bit. The grille was customized as well. It was started out as a silver grille. We painted that, and we also customized the front Chevy logo. So this was blue. It kind of clashed with the truck, and we painted it white. We also tucked in our bumpers. We upgraded the lights to the Holley retro brights. Those things are pretty sweet. We added some LED lighting strips from Oracle Lighting, just to kind of show off this engine compartment at night. So engine compartment looks real sweet. There are no inner fenders on this thing yet, but that may be coming down the road. All right, well, that's the basic idea of what's going on here in the engine compartment. If you guys have any questions on any components that we've used or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. We'll go around here, and we can't pass up these custom emblems that were provided by Custom Car Emblems out of Blowing Rock, Kentucky. And then over here, we have the name of the truck, which is real cool, and I'm super happy with this. Dime Bag C10, built by Salvage. Shout out to Andy. We actually changed out all the trim on this truck. It had like a wood grain trim. So we hit up our boys over at Auto Metal Direct, and we got all new trim with this satin black stripe going through it. So as we're moving down the truck, we're gonna start back here in the bed. So here we got our side exhaust with our little teardrop cut, which looks absolutely sick, and it really sounds awesome. And we're not gonna pass up these custom 3-piece Vossen wheels, man. These things are insane. These happen to be the deepest concave wheel Vossen has ever made. These are a 22 by 12 in the rear and a 22 by 10 in the front. These things are sick, and we couldn't be happier with the choice that we made with the Vossens. All right, so before we get into all this work and detail that I put into the bed, let's go back here, and we're gonna pop open the door and check out our interior. All right, right, so here we are in the interior, and let me tell you, nothing in this truck, in the interior of this thing, is the way it would come from factory. So our goal here was to give this thing a very modern feel, but still keeping it classic. So what we did was we cut out our complete dash and started over. Everything in here is custom fabricated, custom upholstered, and it looks awesome. Of course, we're gonna start out with our Restomod AC unit. We went with a very classic, sleek, rectangular style vent, which were custom coated to match the theme of the truck. Then we have our stereo system, starting out here with our Kenwood touchscreen head unit, which also has your Apple CarPlay, so you're able to use like your GPS and stuff, so that's pretty trick. Then we used a 12.3 Holley Pro Dash. Then we went with a push button start from Guard Dog. Then we went with a sport shifter from Locar. Looks really cool in here. It's got the just a brushed aluminum, which matches really well with our Sparq steering wheel. This is the first time we've used Sparq, and let me tell you, this thing feels amazing. The quality is perfect. I couldn't be happier with it. And again, we have a brushed steering column from I Did It. We have a custom console, which fit up great to our custom bench that we complete. This is actually the stock bench that our boy Lee over at E3, who did all the upholstery in here, reworked all the bolsters and made this thing super sleek and very sporty. And then to match that sporty look, we went with the Sparq harness, which is strapped around a harness bar that we fabricated back here to make sure Dave and his family is super safe. So going back to the custom stitching, Lee did our headliner with the same cascading diamond stitching to match our seats, as well as our door panels. And then to finish off the interior, we did a custom carpet kit, which Lee is amazing at. Added all of the stitching and around all the areas and made it look real nice. So interior came out sweet. I couldn't be happier with it. All right, so now that we covered the interior, and again, if you guys have any questions on any of the components that we used or any of the steps that we took, you obviously can go back to our previous episodes. But now that we're done in here, let's go ahead and step back in here to the bed. All right, so this bed, guys. Now let me tell you, you guys ask a lot of questions about money and time. I'm gonna be very transparent with you. It took me 10 weeks to build the truck, and it took me about 5 weeks to do the bed alone on this truck. So we started with our framing, which led into our tubs. Now these are the stock tubs that were on the truck that I completely modified. So after the framing was built and the tubs were built, then it was time to start our wood. It started out as a 1-inch walnut wood, which we've used in the past, and I think it looks great. This thing looks like literally a piece of furniture. So the goal here with this truck was to not have it at one level, because as you see, there's not a whole lot of depth here. So you can't really use your bed to put your coolers or your chairs when you're going out to a show. So I ended up dropping this section down as low as I could. That way, when David's got his family, he's going to a soccer tournament, he's able to put stuff back here and not worrying about it falling out. So once the wood was all done and the trim was done, then it was time to build a door or a hatch. So I didn't want to do just a standard wood hatch, so I've come up with this design. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know that we use this perforated metal on a lot of builds. And the reason why we do is because it's just cool. So at nighttime, we have our lighting back here as well, which you see underneath the bed sides. And we have a strip underneath this hatch to kind of glow the beauty of the chassis, the hard lines, the air system, and all that beautiful work that we put into it. So let me go ahead and open this up for you guys. So this is our first time using these electric actuators, which was a task in itself. We picked these up from our buddy Chuck C. These things are sick. These are capable of holding up to like 800 pounds. This door obviously doesn't weigh that, but you can basically lift your whole bed floor up with it. So once we got these things situated and we got our hatch built, then it was time to do all the body work, and I put a lot of effort and time into doing Bondo, sanding, blocking, painting, clearing. Now when this hatch is open, obviously he has the capability of now filling up his his fuel cell, which is, we're running E85 in this thing. You also see our exhaust, you see the drive shaft, you see the C-notch, our rear end, our airflow tank, and our airlift management system. So God forbid there's ever an issue with any of this stuff, we have plenty of room in here to work. When the hatch is open, it shows off all our work, including these hard lines. This was frustrating. I mean, I've done some hard lines before, but I've never taken on the task of running hard lines on a complete air system. It does look simple, but let me tell you, it's not. There's a lot of measuring, a lot of bending, a lot of rebending, and I think it came out awesome, man. You know, I kept everything very symmetrical. So then you're gonna open up this tailgate. Boom, we got more details. So as you see here, I took the design from our hatch and brought it here to this little panel. So the reason why I made this a panel is, God forbid, David's cruising around town and he runs into an issue, maybe he runs out of, his batteries die or something goes wrong, he can't open the hatch. Now he's got access to all this stuff through this panel right here. Underneath the panel is a charging station as well as a shut-off. All right, well that is it. That is Project Dimebag from front to back, showing you guys all of my favorite stuff, but the episode's not over. Last thing we gotta do is get this truck down to Dave tomorrow at the Motor Cavalcade in North Miami at the JW Marriott, where this thing's gonna be sitting out on the grass with some of the most elegant classics, exotics, and supercars. So let's get this thing outside and get it down there. All right, well the time is finally here. We got Dimebagged, finished Dimebagged at her first show as a finished truck. And what better show to bring it out to is the Motor Car Cavalcade here in Miami, Florida. They got some super high-end, unique, high-dollar cars out here, super high restoration stuff. I'm super proud that they accepted Dimebag to be part of this. As you guys know, we just finished up all of our bed stuff. This is its first time on the dance floor, so we actually we're out here and we have the owner out here. So David and his wife Jill are here at the show. This is Dave's first time seeing the truck in its full finished glory. What do you think, Dave? First impression?
I mean, it's just killer, man.
What? I can't hear you, Dave.
Straight killer.
Straight killer.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. So David basically came to our shop with a stock truck and a chassis, a motor and transmission, and he was like a little kid in a candy store, man. His eyes opened up when he walked in, saw that cha-ching sign, and it's been an uphill battle for us, but not maybe his pocketbook. I don't know. So Dave, there's a lot of detail stuff going on with the truck. Give me an idea, bro. What's one of your favorite parts about the truck?
It's a tough one. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite? There's so many things going on that I love with this truck, but the wheels, what Vossen did, I think is amazing, and the power plant, love it.
What about the bed, Dave? Come on.
I mean, again, there's so many things I could say. I love the bed, all of the interior, laying frame.
So believe it or not, David has yet to drive the truck yet. I mean, I've been driving the heck out of it and having a lot of fun. I know Dave's gonna have a smile from
everybody
ear
keeps asking me,
to
like,
ear.
what is this guy driving your truck? You know,
Yeah,
driving it?
it's called the shakedown, man. You got to shake it down. David's first startup. Woo! Flawless. Woo! I'm excited that you're out here with it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for everything you did, man.
Absolutely, bro.
It.
All right, guys. Well, obviously the owner loves his truck and it is back in the shop. You guys haven't seen it on the channel for a while because Dave took it. He's been enjoying it, but we are in South Florida and it's getting extremely hot out. So we're gonna have to finish up his AC system with finishing up the lines, which means we're also gonna be running and building some inner fenders for the front, as well as a couple of odds and ends. There's nothing really too crazy. Wondering what's your favorite part of the build? I know what mine is, and you guys could guess it. Drop it in the comment section below. So if you're here for Dimebag, we got some more content coming your way. Meanwhile, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. We'll see you guys in the next one.